Alright, I am finally back. Let me fix my mic. Sorry about that. Whew, sorry, we had some technical difficulties in our house. Alright, nope, it's not that either. After several minutes of trial and error with no luck, I stop. Random combinations will get me nowhere. I need to try something else. Could I maybe use my oracle abilities to help me out? I close my eyes and concentrate, asking for an answer. The first thing I sense is a faint glow in the corner of my vision, then another of the opposite, and a third appear on the left of my vision. Another comes into view, this time on the right. What could this possibly mean? I'm not seeing any actual shapes, just vague flashes of light that feel almost like someone is pushing on my eyelids. The pattern of light behind my eyes continues in the same order over and over again. Is this telling me the order in which to push the buttons? That must be it. Top, bottom, left, right. I pushed the gemstones. I pushed the gemstones in order indicated. To my surprise, the door creaks open. I did it. I pushed the door open and hurry inside. I step forward and lean against the wooden door. One more push, and the door swings completely open. A chill runs up my spine as I stare into the empty corridor. My heart beats rapidly, and I shake off the feeling of dread that has crept up on me. I am not about to turn around and run. Taking a deep breath, I step to the doorway. The light from the hallway illuminates only a short distance ahead of me. My eyes adjust quickly, and I soon get a sense of which way is which. I walk slowly, scanning the walls for any sort of movements, but there is none. All I can hear is faint sound of my own heartbeat. The silence grows unnerving. I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. Without warning, the floor beneath my feet begins to move. I scream and stumble backwards. Then I realize what I'm seeing. The floor is sliding aside, revealing stairs leading downwards. I force myself to calm down. What else can I do? I have to follow these steps, steeling myself. I start to descend the staircase one slow step at a time. Darkness surrounds me, but I ignore the fear and focus on each step. After descending a few floors, I finally feel some light coming from below. I continue downward until I reach another corridor. Suddenly, I'm in what appears to be a huge underground catacomb. I step inside a large corridor with a wooden door at the end, a door that is slightly ajar. This is it. This is the door for my vision. I move forward, arm outstretched towards the door. For a moment, I hesitate, and then I take a deep breath and grip the handle. Slowly, I pull the door open. The room is small and dimly lit, the shelves filled with books and bottles lined with walls. It looks like some kind of study. What has Professor Mordane been doing down here? Glancing around, I realize I need to be quick. I don't know when Professor Mordane will return. I need to find something that can be used as evidence that he is behind all the notes and attacks. I search the shelves first, digging through the dusty old books and pulling out old jars. All I find are some old newspapers, journals, nothing that will tell me what I need to know. Some shelves are full of strange magical objects and what appears to be potion ingredients. There are a collection of empty bottles along with a few that are filled with a dark reddish liquid. Each one has a labeled number: 412, 424, 515, 524. What could this mean? With a sigh, I decide to turn my attention to the desk. It's covered in papers and pens, along with several books, most of them handwritten. They're just like the ones I've seen in Professor Mordane's office. I search the drawers, but they also appear to be locked, except for one. There is no lock and no sign of a keyhole. I give the drawer a pull, and it slides open easily. As soon as the drawer opens, my heart skips a beat. Inside lies a thin envelope. I take out the letter and examine it. On the front there is a seal with a symbol I don't recognize. It looks like a crescent moon with a dot in the center. Carefully I unfold the letter and read the words written. W. I have come. It has come to my attention. There's spelling errors in here. I wonder if they know that. It has come to my attention that you have not sent the required payment for the second time this month. We are not running a charity organization. Either pay up or you won't be receiving another extended potion from us or any of the Sullen. This is your last warning. My eyes go wide as I read over the words once more. The letter is not signed, but it's clear that it is from the Sullen. But who is W? Then a cold hand grabs my shoulder. I cry out and swing my fist as hard as I can, connecting whatever is grabbing me. I turn around and see a tall figure standing before me. Oh, Nori, I hoped it wouldn't come to this, but you left me no choice. I open my mouth to speak, but Professor Mordane lashes out, hitting me over the head hard. My vision darkens and I begin to fall. When I open my eyes again, it takes several moments for me to remember where I am. My body feels heavy and numb, and everything seems blurry. I have to blink several times to clear my vision. Slowly, I sit up, wincing my head as my head throbs. I try to reach up to see how bad the wound is. That's when I notice I am bound by a thick rope. My arms are tied tightly at the wrists while my legs are likewise likely secured. Then I notice I'm not alone. Professor Mordin stands nearby, his hands folded behind his back. He wears a smug smile. I see you've awoken. Good, now we can get started. You see, I made sure this door to this study would be unlocked so I could surprise you. And you know what surprises me? He leans forward, staring at me intently. That you were dumb enough to fall for such an obvious trap. I guess your oracle powers have led you astray. Of course, I did just as I anticipated. You must have thought you were being clever. Well, let me put things in perspectives for you. You see, I knew you would come searching for answers, so I decided to teach you a lesson, a very important lesson about using your powers, about power itself. Power is not worth much unless you use it wisely. Power is not a weapon, rather it is a tool. Once you wield it wrongly, it can destroy those you love. But if you use it correctly, it can become your greatest ally. Otherwise, it becomes such a terrible burden. Do you understand now? I don't understand at all. This all sounds like babbling of a crazy person. Instead, I ask a question. Who are you? You have to ask. If you have used your powers properly, you would have known exactly who I was. After all, you are the Oracle for now. Those words echo in my head. Is he right? How could I not know? I am supposed to be able to read the future. Why didn't I realize that Professor Mordin was a threat right away? I look wildly around the room. I need to escape, but my ropes seem too strong for me. These ropes seem too strong for me. I don't even dare to try while Mordin is still in the room. Your powers are meaningless without knowledge of how to use them. If only you had consulted me, I would have explained this to you, and I've been in your shoes before after all. What does that mean? You haven't figured it out yet? I thought for sure you were the one. You were on to me when you found out Sybil's journal. She too had trouble discovering I was still alive, though she did eventually find out a bit too late. My mind is whirling, but one thing sticks out. Still alive, could he be? So it's true, you're William, the former Oracle. So you do know something after all. Yes, I was once called the Oracle. For many years I lived as the Oracle. I foresaw the future. I knew everything. But then, well, I think you know what happened. I don't actually know what happened. Not really. William supposedly drowned in the Aegon Sea, but here he is standing before me over 100 years later, still alive. But how? How am I still alive? Back then, when Sybil found me, I did die for only a few minutes, but it was long enough for the transfer of power to take place. They never found your body. That's right, they assumed I was at the bottom of the sea, but I managed to make it back to the shore with the help of a sailor that found me shortly after Sybil fled the scene. Unfortunately, my oracle powers were already lost. So if you're a human, how have you survived this long? Well, that's easy. There are plenty of ways for a human to use radiant magic to their benefits. They just have to know who to ally themselves with. Like the Sullen? Don't act so righteous, Nori. As humans, we've deprived access to magic for thousands of years. Do you think that's fair, that we remain separated? The Sullen wish only to unite our races, to return to tradition. Then we as humans will have to access the magic as well. What do you want with me then? Exactly what I had tried and failed to do with Sybil, to get oracle powers back. You killed Sybil? I gave her the poison that would have killed her, yes, but she managed to get away from me, to escape back to the human realm. That's when you found her. I squirm uncomfortably in my position on the floor, tugging hopelessly against my restraints. They are too tight. So then you're going to kill me, so you can be the oracle again? I'm afraid so, but it will have to wait. I'd kill you now, but the power transfer will be far more effective if it's done during the witching hour. I trust you will be here when I return. Oh, that's right. You can't really move, can you? He laughs as he glances towards my restraints, and I wonder how I ever thought this man was kind and gentle. With that, Mordin or William stalks out of the room. The door clicks behind him. He's locking me in. After a few moments, I hear footsteps fade away. Then there's just silence. Just silence. My mind races as I have to get out of here, but how? I struggle against the bonds, pulling and tugging, trying to break free. It doesn't work. Soon my muscles burn from my efforts, even if I manage to break out of the ropes. The door to this room is locked from the outside. If only there was a way to contact someone. Wait, did Arian once say I could use my mind to speak to another mind user? Could I possibly contact Arian in this way? I'm not certain, but I'm sure as hell gonna try. Breathing hard, I focus. No matter how exhausted I am, I force myself to stay alert. I call upon every ounce of strength I possess. I call out with my mind. Arian! For several long moments, nothing happens. I continue to strain, trying to work my magic. Finally, I feel a faint connection between us. Nori? I exhale sharply. I did it. I made contact. I can feel his mind, but the connection is weak. It feels like he's far away. Nori, where are you? Are you okay? No, I'm not okay. I need you to send help. Professor Mordain is... I am on my way. Wait, no, you don't understand. He's crazy, Arian. He's got all sorts of magical objects. He can hurt someone. That's why I'm coming alone. What? No, that's even worse. It's too dangerous. A moment later, Arian's presence vanishes from my mind. I focus on my thoughts and listen carefully. I concentrate harder than I ever have before, but I don't feel him. Arian. It's no use. The connection is gone. I didn't even tell him where I was. I need to get myself free before he gets here. Despite Arian's power, I can't let him take on a madman alone. I start to struggle against my bonds. There has got to be something in this room that can help me with this. I inch towards the desk, which is quite the feat given my ankles are bound. When I can reach the desk, I manage to pull myself up towards its surface where two brightly lit candles are. I stare at the glowing wick, wondering if it would cause enough burn to the ropes. Might as well try. What other option do I have? I lean forward, holding the flame close to the ropes. The heat scorches me a bit more than I anticipated. I realize that this might take us a long time. Hurry up. That's when I hear footsteps approaching. Is it Arian? Did he manage to find me after all? I knew I smelled smoke. Nice trick with the candles. Very clever. Too bad it didn't work. I don't answer. I just glare at him, waiting for him to do or say whatever he intends. As he walks over to me, I stare him down. I tug on my ropes again. The fire had weakened them a little, but not quite enough for me to pull free yet. Suddenly, too fast for me to even realize what's happening. Mordain slumps forward, a cry of pain escaping his lips. I look up in shock to see Arian standing in the doorway, breathing heavy. Arian! Somehow Mordain had already recovered, pulling himself off the ground. How could he be human? Well, if it isn't the Oculi, have you come to save our precious oracle? Arian steps into the room in silence, but I can feel the power radiating off of him. Why didn't you just kill me, Oculi? Isn't that what your people are known for, death and destruction? I see a flicker of rage cross Arian's face, and my breath catches. This is it, the moment for my vision, the moment that filled me with fear and dread. I don't know how, but I know this is the moment. If Arian lets his rage consume him, then yes, we are known for that. And sometimes it makes sense to cause death and destruction when a life is threatened. How very true. Your kind kills without thinking twice about it. Suppose you just can't help yourselves. Don't listen to him, Arian. You don't have to hurt anyone. My voice sounds desperate, but Arian doesn't seem to hear me. His eyes grow dark. If he continues, he will kill Mordain. Stop him. I can't let Arian become a killer. I have to stop him. To calm him down somehow, I reach out with my mind. Arian, you don't have to do this. Speaking to his mind had gotten his attention. He turns, staring at me. His expression is of full fury. He reminds me of an avenging god. Stop this, Arian. This is not who you are. He gazes. His gaze is cold, almost chilling. He stares back at me for a long moment, then nods. The rage drains from him, leaving nothing behind. He takes a deep breath, his chest rising and falling slowly. You're right. I won't let it take me. Not like this. Big mistake, Oculi. You should have killed me when you had the chance. A moment later, Mordain's hands flares bright red. He's holding onto some sort of orb, one of the ones from the shelf, and throws it in a flash. A bolt of crimson light streaks towards Arian. Look out! But it's too late. The bolt hits Arian squarely in the back, and he collapses. Arian's body tumbles forward onto the floor. No! I scramble towards Arian. His eyes are closed, his body appears lifeless, but I can feel his mind. He is not dead, but I need to do something fast. I desperately yank at the ropes one last time, and they finally loosen enough to allow me to wiggle free. Once my hands are free, I'm able to release the rest of my restraints quite easily. Mordain watches me with amusement as he relishes the chance of a fight between us. Then he steps over Arian's unconscious form and smiles darkly at me. I must admit, I didn't expect you to be able to release yourself from your bindings. I am almost impressed. I am unable to answer. My mind is racing. What do I do now? Where do I go? Mordain is blocking my path to exit. I need to disable him somehow. I suppose this means I'll have to restrain you some other way. I don't need you making this any more difficult. Mordain walks casually towards one of the shelves filled with various magical items. I have no time to think. I need to stop him now. Attempt mind blast. I have no weapons, and I'm not super confident in my ability to fight him hand to hand. What else do I have at my disposal? My mind. My classes have taught me that powerful mind can do a serious damage to someone without mental defense. I managed to do it once with Arian during tutoring sessions in the old library. Could I do it again? Now, which of these little toys will be the most fun to use on you? I ignore him, closing my eyes and focusing on my mind. As I do, I suddenly feel my body begin to hum with power. Mordane's guard must be down because entering his mind is much easier than I anticipated. However, it does not take him long to realize what I am still doing. He immediately throws up his mental shield so hard I nearly gasp in surprise. Oh, so you're more powerful than I give you credit for, but you forget I also have experienced the power of the Oracle. I know all your little tricks. His voice has grown raspy and I know he is fighting to maintain control himself. Go ahead, then. Let's see what you can do. He may know how to defend his mind, but he is still human. I continue to push against his mental walls, trying to find the weak spots. His thoughts are chaotic, full of rage and hysteria. What are you waiting for? Mordane shouts in my direction. I open my eyes to see him laughing, but there are beads of sweat on his forehead. I'm getting through. I know I am. He begins walking slowly towards me. His arrogance is keeping him from attacking me outright, but this can't go on for much longer. I need to break through, take him by surprise. Just like the last time I attempted this, I visualize his mind as a closed door, a door I have to smash open. I grit my teeth and muster up the strength I have inside my mind. I slam into his mental door, and it splinters open, sending shards of broken wood flying. Mordane gasps, his face growing pale. For a moment I am shocked by my success, but it was quickly replaced by fear when I realize he is still standing. I'm about to try again. When Mordane reaches out to grab me, I jump back, narrowly avoiding his touch. I have managed to get past his barriers. His mental door is shattered. All I need is one more push. You won't beat me. This ends here. This ends today. His hands shoot out towards me and I am ready. My body feels warm and tingly and I sense a surge of energy flowing inside me. I release everything I have, expelling out all my energy. One large push. Mordane stumbles backwards, eyes wide, his attempt to recover, but it is clear he is weakened. He lies on the floor, breathing strained. I am surprised he is still conscious. Whatever he's been doing for the past 100 years has certainly given him strength and resilience. I approach him slowly. One more mental push should knock him out. Wait, it doesn't have to be this way. We could still work together. You're smart, talented, capable of great things. Maybe we can save the world together. Wait, what is he trying to say? Work together? Wait, it doesn't have to be this way. We could still work together. You're smart, talented, capable. Maybe we can even save the world together. Is he trying to say work together, save the world? Shut him up. William continues to look at me with those pleading eyes, but I am not having none of it. Whatever you have to say, save it. I don't trust you, not anymore. I give one more mental push. His eyes roll back and he slumps to the ground, still alive, but not likely getting up anytime soon. Just then I hear footsteps approaching. I turn to see Professor Balin, followed by several other marching into the room. Help has arrived. Professor Balin rushes to my side, helping me stay to my feet. He glances at the unconscious form of the Professor Mordane, then at Arian. I find myself babbling, unsure what to say. Professor Balin, you're okay. I'm sorry. Don't apologize, Miss Adonis. You showed remarkable bravery, and you did well. Most people would have not been able to defeat him as easily as you did. Now let's get you out of here. The authorities can handle Mordane. I nod and let the headmaster lead me away, leaving the dungeon behind. Sweet. I wake up in my bed, still wearing yesterday's clothes. I groan and sit. My body aches all over. As I rub my forehead, I see that I'm indeed in my own room, and I barely remember coming back here after my ordeal with Mordane. I feel drained, exhausted beyond relief, but I am safe and I am home, and that thought alone makes me smile. There are no classes for me today, for obvious reasons, so instead I meet with Professor Balin, who listens patiently as I recount everything that's transpired in the nights before. Turns out I was correct in my assumption that Mordane was responsible for poisoning the headmaster, likely to keep him out of the way while he completed the task of killing me to gain the Oracle's powers, that is. It was pure luck that the headmaster recovered in time to retrieve me from my basement prison. When I finished my tale, the headmaster sits back looking thoughtful. After everything you've been through, it seems rather odd to be concerned with the mundane affairs, but tomorrow's your final meeting with the council. I don't even need to ask you if you're prepared. I have no doubt that you are. But what do you plan to do with your last evening at Sarenvale? My final evening at Sarenvale, the thought only just now hits me. After the council meeting, I may not ever come back to this place. And as far as what I plan to do with my last hours, well, there's someone I'd like to spend the evening with, someone who's helped me when I needed it the most. Professor Balin smiles at me, eyes twinkling. Then I suggest you get going. I arrive at Arian's door a few moments later. He opens it, smiles, and embraces me. I return his embrace, holding him tightly. After a moment, he pulls me through the door and into his room. I was waiting for you to stop by. Thank you for being there for me. You clearly didn't need me. You handled him all on your own. All thanks to your excellent tutelage. That's something I never thought I'd hear you say. I grinned, leaning forward to kiss him on the cheek. Yes, well, I guess there are just some surprises left in life. He returns my kiss, starting with a small peck on my cheek, then on my lips. My heart flutters and I lean into his touch. At long last, he pulls back, looking deep into my eyes. So what do you have planned for your last evening at Sarenville? Nothing special, just spending the day with a certain mirror person. Well, if you're going to spend time alone with the mirror person, you're better off staying alert. How about some coffee? Sounds perfect. With my last day at Sarenville complete, I take a moment to glance around the room that has become my home in such a short period of time. Tomorrow my future will be decided. The day arrives. It's time for my final meeting with the council. I have to admit I am nervous. My mind is racing, thinking about what they might ask me or demand of me. What if I don't know enough? What if I am enough? What if I am nothing but a big disappointment? Professor Valen meets me outside the courtroom. He smiles warmingly at me as I approach. Miss Adonis, your final day has arrived. How are you feeling? Nervous, but also kind of excited. That's normal, I suppose. You'll be fine, though. I've watched you grow tremendously in the last few months. Not just your magical skills, but also your confidence and your courage. My throat goes dry and I swallow hard, then I nod quickly, unable to say anything else. I can feel tears stinging at the back of my eyes. You have come far, Miss Adonis, and there is much more ahead of you. The world awaits you, and it is waiting eagerly. His words sound like an invitation, and suddenly I realize how right he is. And yet, even as he speaks those encouraging words, part of me cannot help but fear. What happens next? If the council accepts me as an oracle, what then? And will I be content with that life? Will I really be able to fulfill expectations? As if sensing my thoughts, Professor Valen reaches out and places both hands gently on mine. His gaze turns serious. Listen well, Miss Adonis, you are in control of your destiny. You may have obligations, but you get to choose exactly how you fulfill those obligations. You have spent the last few months honing your skills, and those skills will help you... Uh-oh, it's frozen. Will help you decide how you choose to proceed. Now is the time for your self-doubt. Now is not the time for your self-doubt, but instead it is the time to embrace everything you are capable of. Be brave. He releases my hands and I stare down at them. I feel an edginess I was feeling melting away. Oh shit. Hold on, let me save, just in case something happens. Thank you. Anytime, just remember, no matter where this path takes you, I am here to support every step you need. Every step you... or whatever. Professor Valen looks down at me and smiles as he gestures towards the large wooden doors before us. Beyond those doors, the council will make their final assessment of me, and my future will be decided. Are you ready, Miss Adonis? My heart is pounding wildly, but I hold my head up high. I'm ready. I take a deep breath and step into the room. Uh-oh. Time to decide my future. What do I want to do? I want to do what I came here to do. Council Oracle. Dear Diary, it's me again. I know it's been a while since I've written anything here, but I've been quite busy since I left Sarenville Academy. To be honest, I have no idea what to write today. My mind is so full of thoughts that my fingers can hardly keep up with them. So I guess I'll just start from the beginning. Professor Mordain was immediately turned into the council following the events at Sarenville. Unfortunately, I am not positive what has become of him since. Perhaps the council thinks that it's best that I don't know the details, but I am sure they've locked him up in Grey Rock, the largest prison this side of the hemisphere. He should rot in there until the end of his days. As for me, despite being hesitant at first, I decided to accept the position of the Oracle of the Council of Radiance. Professor Valen told me at the time that I made the correct decision, which brought me to the measure of comfort, but I couldn't deny that I was anxious about taking on such a huge responsibility. Now I work closely with the council, using my visions to guide their decisions and help them navigate the complexities of the radiant world. Despite some missteps, I feel that I quickly proved myself to be a valuable... I don't know what that last word was. The truth is, I didn't expect any of this. When I received my abilities, I never thought I'd be able to use them to help anyone, let alone lead people. But the fact remains, I am the Oracle, despite how unbelievable it may be. I have found purpose and meaning in my ability to see things that others do not. There have been times where I felt overwhelmed and scared, and I often questioned whether or not I could handle everything thrown my way, but I never doubted my abilities. In fact, I feel that my powers have helped me discover more of who I truly am. Arian decided to remain at Sarenville and become an official professor. He says that being a teacher keeps him grounded, and I believe him. While I miss having him around all the time, I understand why he stayed. He seems happy with his choice, though I don't think he is completely over everything that happened back then. I visit him as often as I can, and I always look forward to each reunion. I have amassed quite a collection of wooden figurines, even more beautiful than the last. Arian calls me mere souvenir, but they're priceless to me. Each one has a unique story behind it. However, the one thing that they share is the reminder of our friendship and love for each other. Aww. So there you have it, the story of my life these days. Alright, maybe not the whole story, but close enough. I don't have nearly enough space in this journal to tell you all of it. But anyways, what fun would that be? I've got to leave some of the good stuff for later. Alright, we finished the Radiance. What do you guys think? Did you guys like that story? I kind of liked it. It was okay. I feel like they rushed it and there were some spelling errors, but not that I can read or anything because I mess up talking all the time. But yeah, I liked it. It was okay. I give it like maybe a 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10. It was pretty basic, but it was nice basic. It was nice. Sometimes basic is nice. But yeah, guys, I will catch you in the new story. I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll see you soon.